Hello again and welcome to today in my game development journey about a WebGL game in Unity. Actually, I've been working on this game for more than 45 days, and today I wanted to continue on the chapter 4 section of this game. Yesterday I managed to finish the chapter 3 section with the GUI elements and with the with a little debugging issues. That's why I finished the chapter 3 section, and today I wanted to solely focus on the chapter 4 section, especially in the text parts, the welcome text and the text in between the chapter and the level end texts also, because my chapters and chapters inside my game has two endings. It's either positive or either negative. That's why when the game finishes in positive state, it shows a text to positive level and text to the player, and when the game finishes in negative level end, it shows a negative level end text to the player. And within the game, since this is an educational game, the game needs to teach something to the kids who plays this game. That's why the texts are mainly focused on the digestion system of this of the people, of the body. And in this section, this section relates to and racing with two racing between two cells inside the body, and player needs to collect the cells, the nutrients along the race path, along the paths, along the while driving the cell. And if the cell eats too much than it can handle, it overheats, and the cell stops over there. So that's all for the talking, and let's start working on the chapter 4 section. As I talked yesterday about this section, I just needed to go to the new game and go to my save manager. This is my save manager where I kept the JSON files as a save file, and when I load this selected save file, which is chapter 4 in here, which is located inside the save files folder in here, it just loads the chapter 4 section. However, this generates me a welcoming text of missing only, because inside the JSON file of the inside the language file of this game, there isn't anything related to this key value, which is called from the chapter 4 GUI. This is the game object which is responsible for managing all of the text parts and managing all of the hierarchies inside within my chapter 4 section. That's why when I double click on this chapter 4 GUI, it welcomes me with the chapter 4 GUI section inside the Visual Studio. And when I look at the load tutorial text, this is also consists of a canvas, which is a behavior tree that I'm using inside this game. And the first thing this canvas is trying to call these methods. This is the disable repeat method, and this is the load tutorial text method. Let's investigate load tutorial text method, and this is the load tutorial text methods. First string this load tutorial text method is trying to gather from my JSON file is chapter 4 tutorial dot the number of the string, and energy hero JSON. Are you here? No, I cannot call the JSON file from here. Actually, this is in my project and it's under my streaming assets. Here it is. And as you can see, there is nothing called chapter 4 tutorial 1 or tutorial 2 or tutorial 3, etc. That's why let's start by inserting these values in here, the key value pairs in here. 2, 3, 4, 5. Where we left. Well done, you successfully. This is the chapter 3 and it's positive key value pair in my JSON file, and I will continue from here. I needed to continue from here, and let's search for it. Well done, you have successfully assisted intestine in keeping things tidy. And the next one is this. Now are you ready to take this adventure to the cellular level? It's time for a race. In this section you will drive a cell and there is an opponent besides you. Okay. There will be nutrients on the racetrack to give you energy to your cell. It's clear enough. But be cautious not to overfeed the cell. Okay. Remember, during digestion, chemical energy is transformed into thermal energy, and this is the thing I try to teach the kids who will play this game. And this is the last text of the welcoming section, and when it goes to here, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the chapter 3 GUI ends in the 7th one. Yes, it ends in the last one. So just change the number in here, and in here it should do the trick. Let's restart from the beginning, make the new game, and go to my save manager, refresh file list, and goes to chapter 4. Yes, right now I'm getting a now are you ready to take this adventure to the cellular level? It's time for a race. Cellular level, and it's time for a race. Yes, this is the thing I wanted to do. You will arrive a cell, there is an opponent besides you, there will be nutrients on the racetrack to give energy to your cell, but be cautious not to overfeed the cell. Remember, during digestion, chemical energy is transformed into thermal energy, so pay attention to the heat meter and let's begin the race. When I press next button, they are just clapping. Blah 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 blah. Okay, something is wrong. something is wrong in here. First of all, I had a null reference exception. Let's look at this one. Where this null reference exception is coming from? If the chapter 4 does not start it. Okay, this is related to the timer slider. In this section, I think I'm not gonna need a timer, so I will just disable this guy in here. And disable this one in here. Timer slider. I do not want any timer slider in this chapter 4 GUI. Maybe in the future, but currently I do not think that I will need this guy, so I just commented the sliders out. Let's also comment out the definition. Comment this out and comment this out also. New game. Go to my save manager, refresh file list, chapter 4, load selected. Next. Okay, I didn't read it, but does it load without any error? Hey there. Okay, why are you stopping in here? Let's go to my save manager, go to my chapter 4. Today we embark an exciting journey. But these sections are not from the chapter 4. They belong to chapter 1. What is wrong in here? This is chapter 4. This is chapter 4 GUI. And when I press next, the process is crucial. Okay, what did I do to break this? I play with chapter 4 GUI script only. Okay, I do not understand what's happening. Okay, now it's working. Let's go to my save manager, chapter 4. Are you ready to take the adventure to the cellar? It's time for a race. Good. Okay, what was the last one? New game. Save manager, refresh file list, chapter 4. Transform. So pay attention to heat meter and let's be in the race. Next. And this one is missing. Load text value. No. Load tutorial text. Load tutorial text. Okay, when it becomes number 6, to which next number becomes number 6, my blackboard value is changed. The value of enum will be the tutorial. Let's check that if this is called inside the console. When I press next, oh, does it just end the chapter? It's an player active. Player active. Check if mode needs something. Check if mode needs something. The method name is not really good for this, but I'm just keeping it as it was, just to be fast enough, and I wanted to finish this game as soon as possible. That's why I'm not really keeping an eye on the method names or other things inside the classes. If there isn't any movable renders, okay, this just codes and level and chapter and condition. That's why I needed to see I need this game to have some renderers or just let's just comment this out and save it, and I will deal with it later. Next. Let's go. My card is moving, but my card is not under my player. Okay, I guess also needed to save the parent constraints. Let's just reload the chapter 4 section again and generate another save file with the correct values. This is my cart render. No. Let's generate another save file like this in here. But why doesn't it working? Parent constraints. This is my parent constraint. Is it loading the parent constraints? How about just changing the parent of my character instead of playing with the parent constraints? This is my character and save transform list. Transform position, save transform list, index, transport position is the value. Game object parent list. This should be the thing I'm looking for. Save transform list. Yes. Uh, when I am saving a transform of an object, I also collect and save the parent object reference inside my save file. And if I, yes, my character is already inside this list. So let's just reload the chapter 4 section. Load my save file and look for my character, main character. Yes, you are here. And this is the card. Why can't I replace you? I just want you to be over this thing. Okay, how about now? Game looking good. Oh, let's finish the lab. No, too close. That's good. Generate another save game. Manager, refresh file list. This is the one I'm looking for. However, my character is here, main character is under the card renderer. However, the position is not correct. Why the position is not correct? Let's generate another save file. Oh, I see. I see the card render, the parent object is not in my save list. Let's put it in under my transform list and try to generate another save file. My main character is currently I do not want to color of this like here, and let's place this character over here. This looks good, and now generate a save file, and this should be the save file that I'm looking for, that I wanted to be. Okay, something is still wrong in here, because I guess because the colliders does not working together, does not working each other really well. Let's adjust the box collider like this and retry the save file. So no, chapter 4, play again, new game, find my save manager, refresh file list, retry this one. Not a chance. Why? Okay, this looks working. Now what? Let's generate another save file like this in here. Okay, this is interesting that I just needed to press the same save file. I just needed to load the same file twice, and when I press the load selected save file button twice, it works. But I do not understand why this is happening. Character card render. Should I just... Update follow speed, update character position. Yes, update character position. Left right movement, motif clamp, character transform, look at position. This is the apply penalty. This is the fixed update section. If penalty applied, Update character position. Okay, I'm lost in here. Actually, when I try to reload this part from the beginning, it should work. But in here, I have some troubles about the things about the analogy. So start let's stop and continue with clear thinking. My character is moving when I pressing left, right, and up, down buttons. Actually, only up side is moving. Left, right, and it moves along the spline, as can be seen in here. But when I'm on the start position, when I try to call this thing, call the save file from the start, as can be seen in here, refresh file list, and this is my last save. And when I press the button twice, it manages to do it. But when I press the button once, it does not load. Also, it's not loading the the card render position correctly. Carry card trace position correctly. So how about go to my chapter movements, the character movement chapter 4 script, and when I'm calling the script on the start, I want my carry card position. I wanted to set my carry card trace. Carry card trace. What is carry card trace in here? Oh, I see. I already set the local position of my carry card trace in here. So, how about if I just comment this one out and try to load my chapter 4? No, not a chance. This is chapter start setup. Carry card. Okay, what does it called? Chapter 4 start setup. Do I have any? No. In my GUI debug, I needed to have a button called chapter 4 start setup. Chapter 4 start setup. Chapter 4 start setup. Let's search for it, and it's in here. What happens when I press this button? new game, load the file, what does it do? Chapter 4 start setup. What do you do? You go and find character movement chapter 4 scripts in here and do chapter start setup. And this finds my spline follower and set the percent. Parent constraint enabled. True. How about calling this in the start method? I wrote these methods a long time ago, and I do not remember what they are working for, and I'm just currently trying to pressing all the buttons and hope that some of them will work. But yes, it's working, as you can see. Oh, okay. When I'm loading in here, yes, and it works like a magic. Let's go back to we debug method and comment this one out. And I'm happy with this save file in here. The save file is good. Let's rename this save file, find the save file, and rename this save file as my main chapter 4 save file, and just remove these 3 save files from there. But I also wanted to solve this player input section in here, because the player should not, let me show it to you, goes to my, the player, this game should not accept any arrow keys or accept any inputs before the section starts, before the chapter starts, and the start of this chapter is happening when the player can see the joystick button and the arrow keys in here, and after pressing this next button, player should able to use the arrow keys or use the joysticks. However, while I'm loading this chapter 4 section, player can just press the arrow keys and can start the race. So let's resolve this the problem as we had in here, because yesterday we also had the same problem with my opponent, and the opponent just starts the race when this chapter loads, and I'm thinking about just using the same method, the same analogy, the same thing in my chapter 4 section. So this has a race has started boolean in here, and I want that boolean to be inside my main character also, the character movements chapter 4 methods, and go here, and in the beginning I want this boolean to be false because the race has not started. Also, let's find the fixed update section. Also, if the race has not started, just returns the values, and it does not accept, it should not accept any input from the player. So let's check it and see that if it's working. It's a possible solution for me. Goes to my chapter 4, load selection, and when I try to press my buttons, nothing is happening. Next, but I did not put any condition to enable the pressing the buttons. So let's go back to my main methods. This is the master methods for chapter 4 GUI, and what I'm looking for is that chapter 4 GUI. This is the method I'm looking for. Load tutorial welcome. Load tutorial welcome. When this method is called, it means that the game can start it, because after the calling of this method, the behavior tree is changed from the welcoming phase into the is player active phase. So let's add a logic in here. Go and this script needed to go and find my character movement chapter 4. Movement chapter 4 equals find object of type this guy. Let's just find true and it also needed to find the opponent script. Find object of type opponent. Yes, it's here. True. And let's add set race has started with a boolean. Started equals race has started, and just copy this method inside the opponent also, and make this method one line. Is it in here? And just go back to my chapter 4 GUI. Set race has started to true. Opponent so let's try. Let's press new game, go to my same measure, refresh file list, go to chapter 4, load select save file, and the arrow keys are not working. Press next once and arrow keys are still not working. Arrow keys are not working. Still not working. Yes, my arrow keys are working, however this action starts before I press the next button. Display active section. Chapter 4 GUI. Display active, yeah. Display active G5 mouse. Need something. How about character movement on first input pressed? Character movement chapter 4. Boss. This guy has on first input pressed. And when the first input is pressed, component runs on set active, chapter state goes into player active. Let's try like this. First input is pressed, but nothing happens. First input is pressed, but nothing still happens. When the first input is pressed, but no. This isn't the thing I'm looking for. Okay, I do not want this action in here also. So let's go back. In here, this loads this text and this changes the behavior tree to is player active. So I needed to okay, just wait, just remove these parts from here to another method, start trace, in order to think clearly. Okay, right now the game just does not start it, and I wanted to start the race when this section, when the player is I wanted to start the race when this, after this method is called and the behavior tree is player active. So I also want this thing to happen. But how about the next button? Load tutorial text. Change the number. Set variable which takes number to 0. It changes the state to tutorial. And then it continues like here. Set variable value. It should just return in here. This is my welcome balloon. This is set load text value. And this is the callback function. Change the behavior to change to tutorial. Okay, welcome. Let's just stop in here. My mind is tangled up and I feel really tired for today. And I will continue from here in tomorrow, and I will just do this and add this to my changelog as chapter 4 starts race starts condition should be called when okay, just write this down in here to the chapter for start condition should be called when the welcome text in its last integer when the chapter is in that state, either pressing an input arrow or pressing the next button should disable the welcome balloon and start the race. Thank you. That's all for today, and I hope to see you tomorrow morning, and have a nice day. Thank you. Thanks a lot.